Hello, my name is David Fernandez, and today we will talk about key economics and cultural insights. We will talk about monetary policy, inflation targeting, and economic growth. Maybe you heard about our region and you heard about irresponsible policies that results in budget deficits, inflation, and also maybe you heard about our boom and bust cycles. But we are still poor countries despite the improvements in our macroeconomic policies. That's because we still have issues, concerns in terms of politics, institutions, and public policies. Okay, but who doesn't? Here in Latin America, we will talk about economic growth in terms of GDP. We will compare the world GDP with Latin America GDP, GDP per capita also with other regions, like example G7, Europe Union, and another emerging markets. Also, to talk about economic growth, you have to know about the basics of the economic in Latin America. For example, these economics are based on the massive extraction of natural resources. We are blessed with great biodiversity here, but also it comes with big issues, big concerns. Geographically, for example, we have difficulties. Transportation is a difficult activity here in terms of the extraction of the resources. The resources we have here in Latin America are related to, for example, activities like mining, the oil extraction, and why not agriculture? Here in Latin America, we can find, for example, copper, where Peru and Chile are top countries, top producer countries in the world. This mineral is very important for the new renewable technologies in China. They know that, and we talk about that also. We will talk about that too. Okay. Also in Latin America, we can find soy crops, for example, where Brazil and the Mercosur export this crop to the world. We can also find energy resources like oil, gas from countries like Ecuador, Colombia, Bolivia, and yes, Venezuela too. Okay. We have to talk this extraction, massive extraction, but without industrialization. Yes, this is a big risk because we depend on the international prices. I mean, commodity prices. Okay, but we have to talk about that we are in the middle of the new world, and it's a commercial war between the two biggest countries in the world. And we are talking about USA and China. For example, in year 2000, Latin America had as a major partner USA, But now, in 2025, the major partner in our region is China. And why is that? Yes, you're right. That's because they have to secure all our resources. If we divide America above Panama Canal, USA is the major partner. For example, Mexico exports. We have statistics that 30% of Mexico exports have a destiny USA. USA is the main destiny of Mexico exports. And happen the same with the other countries. But below Panama Canal, South America, the major partner now is China. And China know that USA doesn't invest in these countries. And they took advantage of this difficulty of the countries in Latin America. China invests in projects like energetics, but also in transportation. These strategic projects like Shanghai Port in Peru converts China in a new big actor in the world. Shanghai is the new door of South America to China. And it's not only for Peru. Of course, Shanghai Port, like Shanghai. Shanghai is the new hub in this part of the world. And recently, China signed an agreement with Brazil. And the purpose of the agreement is because they have to use a new railway from Santos Port in Brazil to Shanghai Port in Peru. And that, my friends, are a very smart move. Yes, because they want to secure our resources. So China is investing here in Latin America. We will talk about that too. But with big amounts of investment comes with big corruptions. And we know that here in Latin America, we will see we have bad numbers in terms of corruption and also crimes. That's another aspect that we are not proud. Here in Latin America, according to statistics from INF, half of the homicides in the world happen here in this part of the region. Despite we have only 8% of the population, half the crimes in the world take place here in Latin America. And that is one of the cultural insights here in South America. But not all is a bad news. We also talk about demographic aspects like population, urban and rural. We will talk about education, religious aspects. We will talk about ethnicity, race. We will talk about another aspect, cultural aspects that influence in our way to make business. Okay, I hope I will have this opportunity to share with you all these topics. I'm very happy to be here. So, for me, it's a very big opportunity to share with you. Thank you, and see you later.